Yo, what's up, homies? We're up here in the castle. We just had a good night's sleep at the inn behind me, and we are ready to rip today. But we do have to talk about some things. So we've been working on the Harrow Shrine, which let's get over here and see if we can see it. And we'll go up the west side tower that I just noticed we didn't put any iron bars in the windows right there, and there's nothing on either of these floors. It's kind of just unfinished. But here we have the Harrow Shrine from afar. Look at it over there. Wow, it looks actually kind of terrible. But yes, what we need to talk about. So I'm just gonna be brutally honest. So the channel's been struggling a little bit. We're kind of struggling to get some views. I feel like I can't keep people interested in whatever I'm doing, which it hasn't been anything too extravagant since we did this big old castle over here. So I guess that's understandable. But what I want to do today is I want to go off and find the perfect location and build something that's gonna make me feel just a little bit better. You know, just something that's like a comfort build for me, maybe, I guess you could call it. So the plan is we're gonna go off and try and find an old growth taiga biome similar to this, and I do want it to be right next to water, but this spot's just a little bit too flat for me. So we're gonna go off and try and find an old growth like this, but it's gotta be somewhere near a mountain. You know, if it were like right here with the mountain behind it and the water in front, that would be perfect. So we're gonna try and go find something like that, and we're gonna build a beautiful little cabin in the woods right on the water. But before we do that, I do want to come over and check out these other snowy peaks because they look interesting. All right, so this is pretty cool. I was unaware that there's like a bowl in here. Oh, there's trees and everything in here. Ooh, this might be a cool spot for a build at some point. Let's actually land for a moment and check it out. Now this is cool. Just snow and ice everywhere with the spruce trees. I mean, we could build like a winter wonderland in here for Christmas or something. Anyways, back on the hunt. I'm hoping I can find this location without using, what's that site called that I'm always yapping about? Chunkbase. Yeah. I'm hoping I can find it without using Chunkbase. Ooh, look at this little cliff. That's kind of neat. Hey, a portal. Let's go see what's in there. Nothing. Apparently, I've already been here. All right, so it looks like the dark color was unfortunately a swamp. Whoa, what is this? Oh, a sunken ship. And now that I'm here, I don't know if I would call this sunken. I mean, sure. All right, sure. It's a sunken ship. Now, does it have anything good in it? Oh, here's chest number 1, and no. Ooh, and the other one is completely engulfed by sand. This ship took a header into the bank, I think. And this one also doesn't really have much of anything, but it's got a treasure map, so let's go look for some treasure. All right, so I'm gonna hope that we have to go okay, there's another ship. I think this one only has 1 chest, so that's good. And a whole bunch of nothing, not even a treasure map. I still am unable to get onto the map, but here is yet another portal. This adventure is becoming a lot. And even more nothing, but I'll take these to make 2 carrots. All right, so surely if we go this direction, we will get at least onto the map, right? We're going further. How am I going further? How far over is this thing? Maybe it's this. Oh, there's another. No way there's another sunken ship. Come on. At least this one's actually sunken. And another treasure map. And they're even different treasure maps. Oh my, I'm never gonna find these things. And another, no way, there's another one. Oh. Okay, this one at least I've already been to because it's organized, so we don't have to check it out. Do we have to go? Okay, we have to go this way for the first one. I don't really recall being this bad at reading maps, but here we are. Okay, so surely this is where the thing is, right? Yes, okay. All right, there we go. We got it. Oh, and it's absolutely loaded. I don't need that, but I'll take the gold. So that one's done. Now, where the heck was this one? I think it was back this way, unfortunately. All right, it might be right up here. We might be oh, it's right over, and another portal. This is unbelievable. Wow, this one's completely fallen down. I don't think I've seen that in a while. And I've been here. Oh my goodness. And I've even gotten no way. Oh my goodness. I'm not very happy. That was a waste of time. Back on the search for the perfect biome. Can we find it? All right, I gave in and I went to Chunkbase, and well, we're almost there, but this looks like it could be an ice spikes biome. And first we got to fly through this opening because why not? But wow, look at this. I actually don't know if I've ever seen an ice spikes biome. Now this is cool. It's like, it's almost otherworldly. Like rather than trees, there's just these little ice spikes everywhere. I'm liking this. Oh, look, some rabbits. I don't think I've seen these guys yet. Oh, look at how cute they are. Don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. I mean, look at that view. That is just beautiful. All right, well, the ice spikes were fun, but we need to get back to where this biome is supposedly going to be. The big, what is it? Old growth taiga biome. And another village. Okay, so there's just villages all over the snowy terrain. And we're back into warmer waters, and you're never going to believe this, but there is yet another shipwreck. Okay, let's check it out, I suppose. Wow, this one's actually got quite a bit of stuff in it as well. Take all of the gold. We don't need the iron because we have our iron farm. And the second one doesn't even have a treasure map, so I don't care. So we've got to go pretty much directly this direction. And looky here. We've got some old growth taiga. And you're never going to believe this, but there is yet another village. And this village even is complete with its own horde of zombies. What is going on here? Where did they come from? All right. Anyways, I believe our location is going to be somewhere down here. We're gonna obviously have to do quite a bit of landscaping to get a house down near the water, but that's absolutely no problem. All right, so here is what I'm thinking. I've got two options. Let's go into free cam and check it out. So we have this jut out, which is, you know, right along this ravine over here. And I kind of think maybe just taking it down so that it's closer to water level and then just grading it off so that it looks natural. That might work. And a third option just popped up. This island right here. What about just taking this thing down a little bit towards water level? That might actually work as well. Ooh, that might be a cool idea. So we've got the island and this, but what I'm leaning towards most is right back here. There is a little depression back here, and I'm wondering if we should take down all of this so that it leads down. Oh, that's a lot of work though. But then again, now that I'm running around on it and kind of exploring the landscape a little bit, this is quite the spot. And I mean, all that work might end up being worth it. We might not have to take all of it down either. Like, we might be able to leave this up here, and then you see how it kind of goes this way. Maybe just take out like a little bit over here that would eventually, you know, lead all the way out to the water, and then, you know, build our cabin somewhere out here. Yeah, I think this might be the spot. I think we're going to take this area down quite a bit. Maybe not all of the way to the water level, but like a lot further down so that we can, you know, even grade this off a little bit up to the level where the cabin's going to be. So I think this is going to be our spot. This is, oh, I'm excited. Ooh, this is a cool spot too. We can plant a whole bunch more, you know, giant spruce trees, make it look like a true cabin in the woods. And, you know, we'll have a fishing dock down there. We got our own little cove right here. So I think that's it. This is the spot. So we've got our little base camp set up. And what do you say we get started on doing a little bit of land clearing, eh? So we've started our terraforming project, and I say started even though that was kind of a lot of work because I haven't decided where the cabin's gonna go. But it is all cleared out. We've got a nice valley here now where this giant wall of, you know, dirt and rock was out. And yeah, I haven't decided, so I left it all, you know, rock and granite, of course, which I gotta get rid of that eventually. But we don't know where it's gonna go, so I didn't do anything with it just because I'm probably gonna end up carving out quite a bit more, if I'm being honest. I've decided that I don't know if I want to have this cabin back here somewhere. I feel like that would defeat the purpose of clearing this all out, even though it would be really cool having it sitting way back up there, wouldn't it? But yeah, so I think that might be better doing that if this was cut back quite a bit more so that we could have like a little bit of a front yard out here, like in front of our cabin. But I'm also not too sure if I want to have it back this far, honestly. I kind of want to have it like up here, tucked up against like the side of maybe a cliff or something. So like if we were looking at it from over here, you know, maybe take this out quite a bit more, but have it come down at more of a steeper angle so that we can have a little bit of a cabin, like right in this area. That way we have some room for a backyard, and then we could still do something up front, you know, maybe bring this back up a little bit and then have some stairs leading down to a dock. But yeah, now we're stuck at a crossroads because I don't know where I want to put this thing. Well, a little update. I started digging again. Let's actually get out in free cam and look at it. So I'm cutting this side way back, and I think what the plan's going to be is having a little cabin right up in this area. And that way we'll be able to build, like, you know, a whole forest behind it, up on the side of the wall and back in that area, over there, everything, you know. But it'll be in its own little spot. We still got a little ways to go down, probably another 4 or 5 levels at least, I would say. But yeah, that's where I have decided I want the cabin to go, so that is where the cabin is going to go. And now back to digging! Update number 2! We built a cave. I don't quite know why, but now we're gonna have a cave behind our house, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be right in this area. And of course, we've got a lot of stuff to do other than that, because, you know, this is all stone and it needs to be grass, so we do have a lot of that to do. But yeah, this is where we're at now. This has become quite a bit steeper, this wall. We've got this lovely cave back here, obviously, since I, you know, just pointed that out. And now I'm kind of just deciding if I want to make this one a little bit steeper so that we have like a little bit of a wider area going up towards the back. And, oh, hey, look, a bat. I don't know where he came from. But yeah, that's where we're at as of now. This has been one full IRL day of tearing down a mountain, and not gonna lie, I am pretty tired, but it's a new day and I'm not tired anymore. And we've got update number 3, where we've done a lot of digging. So yeah, that mountain was big, and it's no longer big. It's gone. So I think what the whoa, I missed my jump. I think what the plan is going to be is the cabin's still going to be right there. I might flatten it out a little bit further so that we have, like, you know, a little steeper incline down to the water. I'm not sure. Or even take out another layer. Who knows? But yeah, so the cabin's going to be there. And then I want to use this aquifer up here and maybe like build a cave where there's like a lake in the mountain or something. I don't know. There's got to be a believable source for this thing though. But yeah, I want to use that and, you know, make it into an actual stream that just comes down this way, maybe wraps around and kind of comes over here somewhere. I might do that. I might not. I'm undecided, but it sounds like a good idea in my head, so maybe. But yeah, so I think this is the extent of the terraforming we're going to do. Well, for now, of course. So I think I'm going to run through and just change all of this stone out to grass so that we can see what it really looks like. And then we'll make a final decision on the, can I fly? What was I saying? A final decision on the landscape and if we're going to leave it or not. Alright, we've got grass, and I do have to say, it is looking fantastic, and it's actually looking like a natural landscape now, kind of. Well, I guess maybe other than this cliff thing that we created, but we still got a lot to do with that. We got to do some detailing in there. But yeah, so we got all our grass in, and I feel like now we can kind of get a vibe for, like, you know, how everything's going to lay out with the cabin here, and maybe a little stream coming down over this way, and, you know, obviously some trees everywhere, so I'm getting excited for this. But I did just do some Googling, and I think I've changed my mind again. I was looking around for, you know, real life cabins by a lake or by, you know, water or something. And I found a design that I want to try and emulate. And the front part of it, like below the porch, goes right up to the water. So I think I might do it on this side so that we have like a side yard back here. Use the cave for something else. This stream that comes down will just run right alongside like the foundation of the house. Like just I don't know what you would call it, but not just a natural part right here, but like built up rock stone walls or whatever next to it. Kind of like so that this part's like a man-made stream right next to the house. I think that might be kind of cool. So then we'll have the front porch coming like right up to the water, some walkway coming down here, and this will be like our little beach area. Well, I suppose we should stop yapping and, you know, get started on this thing. So let's get the base around the porch complete first. I think we'll go right down to this spot, and then, you know, if we want to, we'll bring the water in a little bit further here. So we've got pretty much the whole front porch and the front of the cabin laid out how it's going to be, I believe. I mean, we'll probably, you know, end up changing something because it's me, but this is what it's going to look like. So we're doing like an actual log cabin with just logs, unstripped, spruce and dark oak. And then the roof is going to be cobbled deep slate for now. I mean, maybe we'll add a little bit of texture into there with some other ones. The corners of this are going to be the dead horn coral block. It kind of looks like cobblestone, but I don't know. It almost has like a dirtier feel, but I mean, yeah, what do I know? But yeah, we're going to go with that. And this is pretty much what it's looking like right now. And even just having this here, oh my goodness, I'm really excited. This already looks pretty good. So I guess we'll just keep chugging along on this thing. And chugging along we did. We have a house with walls all the way around. And we added another entrance down here with, you know, its own little porch kind of thing in here. It's kind of nice, I guess. I don't know. And then inside, oh, I'm not going to look to the right because I got a little something I'm cooking up over there. But we got the walls up all the way around like this. We've got our porch wrapping around quite a bit. And I'm thinking about extending the roof over a little bit to cover this section of the porch. I don't know how it'll look, but we may give that a go. But yes, we've got a cabin. It's coming along. And the only thing, there's one thing I'm not super happy with, and it's the cobblestone and all that stuff because it's kind of bright. I may try swapping it out with, I'm not even going to do that. I don't want to swap it out with cobbled deep slate because then I can't have like a mossy variant. Maybe it'll grow on me once we get everything else done. But yeah, for now, this is where we're at. Oh, and I ended up switching the roof from the cobbled deep slate to the deep slate tile stairs, and I think that might look a little bit better. It's a little bit darker, which I was going for. The cobbled deep slate kind of stood out quite a bit, and I don't know, I wasn't really a big fan of it. But yeah, we switched all of that over to these, and now I'll probably go back in with the cobbled deep slate stairs, maybe some deep slate brick stairs, and just, you know, give it a little bit of texture. We're still going to have a chimney coming up somewhere on either side. I don't know which one yet, but it's coming along. We have a cabin, and I'm pretty excited with it. The only thing, I mean, like I said a second ago, I may switch these out, like only these though, just to wood. Like, okay, let me just, like this. We'll just do some wood like the rest of it, just so that it kind of blends in a little better, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll even stagger it like this, like an actual log cabin. Ooh, that could be an option. But yeah, this is the cabin, and this is how it's coming along. You know what? I'm just going to show you the little secret that I have going on in here. No, I'm not. I just decided again, I'm not going to. You're going to have to wait. And in the meantime, I've done some minor texturing to the roof. Let's actually try and get on the other side, see how it looks from over here, because this is the full side. That was the cleanest I've ever gone through a gate. That was kind of cool. So yeah, we just added in some extra blocks on the roof just to give it a little bit of, you know, we wanted to break up the repetitiveness of these tiles. So the whole roof has a little bit of character to it, but the biggest change that we did was I opted to go for the cobbled deep slate and then the actual deep slate, just put in all different directions for a little extra texture on that too. But yeah, we went for the deep slate, and I have to say, I think that it was the right idea. Like, I didn't do this, and I don't plan on doing this. I think only the house is going to have some of the cobbled deep slate and stuff around it, and that'll just kind of make it stand out from everything else a little bit more. So I'm very happy with that decision. But now that we got the main bit of the house built, I think it's time to time lapse. So let's go. was a lot of work. But I have essentially, let me get down a couple trees. We'll go to this one. I can't see anything. We'll go to the next one, perhaps. I've essentially built my dream house. You know, just a nice, quaint little cabin in the woods right on the edge of a lake. If I could have any house in the world, it would be exactly this. I love the mountains, I love the water, and I love cabins. And here we have a beautiful one built right on the edge of, I keep calling it a lake, but I don't, is this a lake? I mean, if we get up here, it's kind of not, it's more, it's a cove, but you get what I'm going after, all right? Okay, enough yapping. Let's actually take a little tour of this place and see everything that we've done. So I guess we may as well start right out here. We've got, so this stone staircase thing, maybe it doesn't work, but it's supposed to, you know, be a bluestone staircase, like, you know, with bluestone treads on it. Maybe, I don't know, probably doesn't work. But yeah, so we've got a nice dock down here for our boat. I didn't do much of a beach. I was thinking about doing a beach, but we went with coarse dirt and, you know, leaves all over the ground from the trees and, you know, firefly bushes, and the sweet berries and all that. And I think this might tie in a little bit better. I may do a beach somewhere else, maybe over there, I don't know. We went with this for now, just super detailed, trees all over the place, and just kind of made it look, you know, very natural, very wild, I guess you could call it. So we're not going to go that way yet. Let's go up on our porch. We've actually got some furniture now. We've got a little like wraparound couch thing and a little, I guess you could call these deck chairs. I can't think of exactly what they're called, honestly, but there's an umbrella above them so you can shield yourself from the sun. So that's fun. Oh, it's directly above too. Look at that. It actually works. And then over here, we've got a bit of a picnic table thing, which I saw on, I don't remember where, but yeah, that's kind of along the lines of what it looked like. It's actually supposed to have signs along the side to, you know, replicate like the bracing, but then I couldn't put leaves along there, so got rid of that so I could put some leaves on the porch. But yeah, over here with the wraparound couch thing, I put a small fire pit here I used an armor stand to put the, what do you call this thing? The campfire there. And then another armor stand to put an iron grate above it, just so that you could, I don't know, grill some food or, ooh, oh, I should have put steaks on there. What an idiot. What a missed opportunity. All right, well, that's a little disheartening. That's a bit of an oversight by me. But then the porch wraps around over here and goes down to a fire pit, I guess we'll call this. Another fire pit, but a real one. We've got, you know, logs to sit on, which are mini blocks. Just a simple little quality of life mod that we have. And then I put a composter here, and not gonna lie, I couldn't tell you why. I guess it could kind of mimic a trash can, or I don't know. But yeah, it's right along this little stream we got going on here, and I did use some things that might not work, like the moss. I mean, nothing else is really green through here, so, you know, the moss might not work, but I went with it. And then one thing I do want feedback on is using the mangrove roots under the spruce trees. I just kind of went for it. Didn't really think about if it matched or not, but yeah. So we got some roots under the trees. But anyways, let's get back up here and look inside the house after we look at our big leaning tree that leans out over our porch just a bit. That thing was a project. Honestly, all of these trees were a project. They took so long. I mean, I swear I could have had this video done 4 days ago if I didn't have to do all these trees, but yeah, here we are. We've got a big leaning tree. It looks cool. I love it. I think I should have brought these branches hanging down a little bit further, but it is what it is. It does look kind of cool. But now it's time to go inside and see what we've done in here, which I am honestly in love with. So we'll start with our kitchen over here. We've got, of course, a sink that's empty. Forgot to put water in there. Go me. And then I opted to put a piece of leather on the counter on a plate, and I'm just going to be honest, I don't know. I don't know. It's leather. It's not even meat. I mean, what am I doing here? We've got a little island with a cup on it. Oh, and I did these lights. It kind of doesn't look great from underneath, but from the side, I feel like it gives it a little bit more of a cabin-y feel to the lights. But yeah, we went for like the big open design in here with a loft up there where the beds are. We'll get up there in a second. But then on this side, we've got a little living area. So I used some polished andesite for the couches, which it kind of does look like, you know, those sectional couch things that you can buy, so I guess it works. And then, you know, nice fireplace with, we did have a couple of these guys coming through. So we've got a couple banners, and then that's all I could fit of the Wandering Trader and llama heads. Probably have a bunch more of those, but yeah, so, oh, that scared me. Thought somebody was breaking in. But yeah, this is our nice little living area. I probably should have put something on the coffee table here, but whatever. Then just some storage right inside the side door, you know, maybe put some clothing away or whatever. And then over here is where my little secret idea was. So this is the dining room. We've got a table with some chairs, but I opted to do a bit of, like, I guess you could call it a garage door. So you can actually open the garage door and have a nice meal with, you know, the outside elements right at your fingertips. And I don't know where I came up with that or if it makes sense, but I do kind of like the idea. And if I ever happen to build my own house in real life, I might have to do that. Not that I would ever build my own house. I mean, I have built a house before, but that's besides the point. And of course, up here we have our trap door securing the ladder to our small bed area, which I think we're going to sleep quick. And yeah, we've got some storage up here with the beds, a nice big window to see out in the back. And, you know, it is kind of neat up here. I do like this bit too. I've always really liked lofts. Lofts like above or in cabins. I don't know. Something about it's always spoken to me. But I suppose that is it for inside. So let's go out this way and we'll wrap around this way to check absolutely everything out. So we've got a big hill up here with some trees and, you know, all that great stuff. There's actually even more trees up there that you can't really see from down here. Kind of went wild with the trees. And then I went for a couple smaller trees right next to the path here, just to kind of fill in the big open areas that we had going between the bigger trees. Yeah, a wood pile. We've got a wood pile here for, you know, wood for the fireplace. And then also we have some extra wood back here, which has clearly been here a bit longer. It's getting a little mossy around, you know, moss is coming down off the cliff and living on the logs. So we might have to do something about this to get it seasoned properly. Now this thing here, I do a lot of construction and landscaping and tree work in real life for work, and I've never seen a saw look like this. So yeah, if you also do that, let me know if you've seen one like this. But yeah, so this is that's our saw to chop up the wood. Yeah, well, we're going to keep it though. And then of course the side entrance just has its own little porch in here to go inside, but we're going to stick to out here. We're going to go under the canopy of trees that we've got back here. And I mean, something about this, I really, really wanted this to look realistic. You know, like true cabin in the woods, just leaves everywhere, grass, you know, fireflies. I mean, I don't know how realistic firefly bushes are, but you get the point, all right? We've got paths leading everywhere back over to our little campfire, and then up here it leads to the bridge that doesn't lead to anywhere because that's as far as I've gotten, so we won't go that way. But this is our bridge that goes over the little stream, which, you know, continues up that way. So we still have quite a bit of stuff to do over here if we really wanted to, which I do. But yeah, we've got paths going around and then trees everywhere, little trees, leaves on the ground. Let's go across, actually. The ground is all detailed. We've got, you know, we placed dead bushes and ferns and grew them up. Pretty much every single block is covered with something, and all of it was placed by hand. Am I crazy for that? Yes. Was it worth it? Absolutely. I mean, I just love how this looks. The whole natural vibe. I just really, really love it. Can you tell I'm a big fan of nature? I mean, this whole thing is kind of just a big cabin in nature. Like, for anybody who loves nature, this is where you should move to. And also, just while I'm thinking about it, I did base this off of a real cabin that I found a picture of. So I'm going to try and find that picture and overlay it just so you can see if I was at least close to what it is supposed to look like. You know, but yeah, loosely based off of that. Not exact, obviously. We kind of just freestyled once we got the main structure done. But yeah, this is my dream house. This is like my dream plot of land, a stream running beside it, trees absolutely everywhere, and spruce trees, pine trees for that matter. And yeah, this is pretty much it. This is where I will live one day, hopefully. And just in case you're curious, yes, I could have built some big extravagant cabin, but that's not really me. I'm more of a low-key person, you know. A nice cozy little cabin will do, so this is it. Oh, and in case you're wondering where my helmet went, well, you see all of these sweetberry bushes behind me? Well, I kept walking through them building these trees. So I need to make a new helmet, of course. That'll be fun. And on that note, it is time to end. We have our beautiful lakeside cabin, my dream house. But we're gonna leave it there and see what we can get up to for the next video. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment, and you know, I hope you enjoyed the video because it was a blast. So, I love you guys and hope to see you back for the next video. Bye!